Tell them don't call me when I'm trending.
Yeah.
Only really love you when you win it.
When you win it.
Tell them that I would in the beginning.
Beginning.
If he wasn't with me when I'm broke.
When I'm broke.
Tell them don't call me when I'm trending.
When I'm trending.
Yeah.
And people really don't understand group economics. And when I say group economics, I'm talking about leverage. There's a lot. Before you can even understand leverage and understand group economics, I think we need to really understand our mortality. That the life expectancy for somebody is what? If I'm 35 and the life expectancy is 75, that means I have 40 years left. But let's take away the term 40 years. You got 40 summers. Think about it. You got 40 summers left. Let's talk about your relationships. Let's look at your relationships. If you're an adult, you moved away, you don't live home no more. Let's say you live in another state. How often do you visit your parents? You may have kids now, and you probably visit your parents once a year. Well, if your parents are 65 and the life expectancy is 75 and they have 10 summers left and you only bring your family to your parents once a year, one visit a year, that means you have 10 more quality transactions with your parents. 10 more quality moments with your parents. Let it sink in. You can talk to them every single day on the phone, but you're actually going to build with them 10 more times. Let's say they got another 30 years. If your habit is seeing them once a year or twice a year, you got 30 to 60 more times to see your parents. To have that quality transaction with your parents. This is not a game. I literally feel life wasn't an individual experience. Life isn't an individual experience. You got to experience life from a group economic standpoint. Meaning, in order for you to change your life, you have to create leverage. The reason why it's important to understand group economics is because you can fast track your whole experience. If people are only getting 10 more quality transactions with their folks based on life expectancy, how do you take that 10 in a 10-year span and turn it to 10 times a year? If it's 10 times a year and 10 more years, you got 100 more moments. I would trade anything right now to get 100 more moments than 10 more moments with my family, with my folks. So from that perspective, that understanding my mortality is going to boost my activity. It's going to boost my relationships, what I do day to day. And if I only got 10 more, how many more times does my son have with his grandparents? How many more quality moments? So I have to completely change my lifestyle if I want to maximize my time and my relationships and my moments and my conversations, my dialogue, my interacting with my family. So that's why we exercise group economics. I'm building something that I call 10 for 10. 10 for 10 is to create a collective of 10 individuals that's able to attract 10 more individuals to have a group of 100. And from 100, a community of 100 like-minded individuals, there's nothing we can't do. There's nothing we can't do. When we talk about betting the bag, it's finances. Finances is all numbers. You got to understand numbers. If I'm able to clean my credit up, have perfect credit, go to a bank and they give me $50,000. I just leverage $50,000 with credit. If you don't have credit, you don't have credibility. No credit, no credibility. With credit, credibility. You get 50 bands. However, if you got a solid team of 10 people, 9 other brothers standing next to you, and we all go get 50 grand a piece, that's $500,000. We all go get 100,000 a piece, that's $1 million. What game do you think some of the people we look up to are playing? Look at Jay's team. Look at 50. Look at all these. Look at Puff. Look at all these different people. Yes, they may be the mind, the leader of it, but they've positioned their people around them and they have leverage. So if I'm able to take my tribe, I bet crazy. Anybody who knows me know I bet crazy. I put a lot of money on the streets. I put it right back on the streets, building my business, building my brand. I'm gonna make 100, reinvest 100 back into the emerging artists in this community and that community, locally, wherever. I'm gonna put it right back on the street every single time. So by default, I had some dope people around me that kept watching and saying, yo, how do you keep doing this? How do you keep doing South by Southwest and you have 100 artists and you're supporting this whole tribe coming out? And they said, Jimmy, you don't got to do that one by yourself. I want to invest. I want to partner up with you. I want the experience, whether we win, lose, or whatever. So by default, I've developed my 10, my power 10. And there's nothing we can't do. If we say, yo, we want to go buy this house for 100 racks, everybody put up $10,000. It's not even a conversation. We go. Now our mind is more on, is this a risk? What type of return can we get from this transaction? How many of these can we do? If we were successful and we did 3-4 homes in a year, we trying to figure out how we could do 8-10 homes in a year. That's my team. But now I want each member of my team to go duplicate themselves and go find 10 Jimmy O's that they can rock with. And that's what we're developing. We're creating our own economy. You have to create your own economy. Well, I'll put it this way. A lot of people hit me up, yo, Jimmy, yo, how can I get down? How can I get down with my executive room? You know how you get down with my executive room? You bet on yourself. We're dogs. We bet. We're not just, this isn't ideation. We go, we jump out the window and we close deals. We make it happen. There's no place we can't go. They're doing this festival, they're doing this award show. Guess what? I got a team of 10. We not thinking about it. We worry about the expenses and everything later, because collectively, how many hotel rooms can we get? How many VIP tickets can we get? How many rental cars? How many Uber XLs can we get? We're creating experiences. I'm gonna break it down from a music standpoint. So for artists, right? I remember networking and building my relationships, the executives, the artists, the managers. I knew that I had to leave my backyard and go to the BET Awards, go to the Revolt Music Conference, go to Art Basel, go to South by Southwest, go to this in Tacoma, Washington. So I started creating different opportunities, and I would travel 10 times a year to different events and functions that was impactful for the music business. So it goes back to what I was saying about those quality transactions. So if I got 10 summers to get hot, that means if I travel 10 times a year, with 10 times a year with 10 summers, just now created 100 opportunities for me to go meet the person that may have the key to unlock my success, to go establish myself, establish my brand. That's 100 opportunities. Now think if you're an emerging artist or executive or entrepreneur and you only leave your backyard once a year. In 10 summers, you gave yourself 10 opportunities. I gave myself 100 opportunities. I gave myself 90 more opportunities than you have. Rinse and repeat that with a solid team now. Now you moving around and setting up shop with a solid team. What would you rather have? 10 opportunities, 100 opportunities to execute your vision, your mission, your purpose, create your tribe, establish your fan base, build your audience. You have to create your own economy. And group economics starts by understanding your mortality and then understanding that this is not an individual sport, it's a collective effort. You have to be able to duplicate yourself, establish the principles and concepts that you have amongst the rest of your tribe. And here's the great equalizer. People are saying, oh, Jimmy, I got a full-time job, I got this, that. No, wrong. You can give the information out and build people up with what we have now, which is the great equalizer, the internet. I can sit in front of a camera and break down how to establish and reestablish your credit. How to take yourself from a 400 credit score to a 700 credit score. Record it once, put it up on the cloud, put it on a platform, and pass it along to everybody in my circle for them to consume that information. That way, when we sit down once a week and have that conversation, everybody understands the dialogue. They understand where we are going, the framework that we get. If I'm talking about strategic real estate investment and how to buy, flip, wholesale homes, whatever it is, I can record that information and put it on my platform for my tribe. I don't care about your tribe. I don't care about your table. I don't care about what's happening in the music business. Who's selling 1 million records? Who got 100 million streams? Guess what I care about? My tribe, my 100, my army. And the music we make is for us. It's for the movement that we got going on. It's for the investments that when we rhyming and talking about getting up and leveling up and all that, everybody understands the language and the code. And guess who's gonna consume the music? My 100. I need my 100 to listen to Honey's album 10 times a day, times 365 days. That's my economy. Guess what? If I create a $1,000 leather jacket and I put it up, I need my 100 to go spend that 1,000. I created my own economy. That's what my executive room is. And that's why I built the online school. My online school is for musicians first, but then we have social circle training, how to get into the proper social circle, how to build a social profile, how to get the good credit, how to understand how to leverage with the banks. And from there, build your team. Building your team then goes into, making investments, being a syndicator of your own deal, go own some land, some property, build a strip mall. You don't build an empire using your hands, you build an empire using other people's hands, your team, and you create a lifestyle around that. Guess what is part of my lifestyle? You see me running around with James Lucas Nutrition. I run with James because he's a walking billboard on fitness. He's a dietitian. He tells you, yo, this is what you need to eat, how many calories, what you need to do, because my tribe, we all need to be focused. We can't be groggy. We got to be healthy to enjoy this experience. Where we add those components into the creative community so we're able to sustain this lifestyle and we're able to move around. We got another person that is a real estate guru, but without having access to capital, we can't implement those strategies, which those strategies help us make a great return. And now having wealth and cash flow, now we can go take visiting our parents once a year to be in a monthly situation, 12 times a year. 10 summers, that's cool. I'll take 120 transactions, 120 moments with my pops and my mom and get that framework from them, that information. Do not take it for granted. Let's go.